Good morning, Berlin seniors. It's 9 degrees outside. So I'm thankful that we have Zoom. Okay, so when it gets cold out, our muscles tend to get tight, especially if we're outside and we're bracing. So it's not uncommon to have more muscle soreness in the winter. So I think we should work on that today. Let's start by sitting back in our chair and we'll just take a moment to center. Finding your sit bones, grounding through your feet, and then making your spine as tall as you can, drawing those shoulders down and back. Soften your belly and we'll turn our palms to the ceiling. Closing your eyes is optional. Draw the breath in through your nose, filling your belly. And all the way up through your chest with a glass of water. So one more breath here. Eyes. Let's move to the edge of our chair. Sitting with a nice tall spine. Let's take a few breaths just to get warmed up. Inhaling out and then all the way up. Exhaling out again. Whatever else. And the last one we'll hold up there. Interlace our fingers and press the palms to the ceiling. Breathe as you stretch your fingers and your wrists. Let it go and rain your fingers down all the way down. Let's try that again. So inhaling arms out and up. Interlacing. Pressing your palms to the ceiling. Hold for a breath. This time we'll move to one side. And then inhale back to center and exhale to side. Inhaling back to center and rain your fingers out. Roll through the shoulders, up, down, and back, big circles. When you get those shoulders up, down, and back, hold for a breath as you squeeze your shoulder blades together. Release the effort. This time we'll make the shoulder circles forward. And release the effort. Draw the shoulders up, down, and back. Add a little squeeze of the shoulder blades. And release. Let's take the arms out to the side and give yourself a nice big hug. And rock from side to side. And twist gently from side to side. You can see I'm not going very far. And come to center and release those arms. Take them out to the side and give yourself a nice big hug. Opposite arm on top, and we'll rock back and forth. And a little twist, side to side. And back to center. Release those arms and give them a shake. Shake your hands, wake them up. Let's walk our feet nice and wide. Nice tall spine. We'll come down onto our forearms, hands just hanging out in the middle, and we'll draw the chest forward. And then exhale and round through your spine as you pull your belly in. So it's like a seated cat and cow. Remember the cat and the cow? The cow is when you draw your chest forward and your spine arcs in the back. And then when you round, it's the Halloween cat. More like that. Cat and cow. And release the effort. Walk your hands up and draw your feet together. We're still at the edge of our chair, and we'll take the right knee in and give it a little hug. And the left knee in and give it a little hug. And with your hands on your knees, how about just a little bit of open close? Warm up the hips. And knees together. Let's stretch the right leg forward. Really press through your heel. And try not to hyperextend your knee, so there's a baby bend or a micro bend. And then we'll exhale and reach for the ankle. So use your in-breath to come on up and back, and then your exhale to move forward and down. Don't let the other leg and foot be slack. Push it into the floor and make it active. Everything's active. One more, and this time we'll hold for a breath. Time you inhale, we'll draw the hand up. Feet on the floor, and we'll switch it up. Left leg forward, really press through the heel. We'll exhale and reach for the ankle. Inhaling it up and back. And exhaling it down and forward. Don't let that other leg and foot lay slack. Push your foot into the floor. And activate the leg and the hip. Next time you go down to reach to your ankle, let's hold for a breath. When you're ready, inhale it up and back. Let's do a little something for the feet before we stand up. So we'll just come onto the balls of your feet. And then come on down onto the heels and lift your toes to the ceiling and create lots of space between them. And again, up onto the balls of your feet. Onto the heels. One more time. Extend those legs nice and long, put some space between them, and we'll make the feet like rubber. And for right now, I'm just going to stand to the side of it. Come into the mountain. Let's take the shoulders up, down, and back. Point your fingers to the floor. At the same time, you're lifting up to the crown of your head. All the breath to flow in and fill up your torso like a glass of water, starting low in the belly and lift it all the way up to your neck and shoulders. As you allow the breath to flow out, imagine that you're letting go. This time, find our chair, and we will walk back into a down dog. Walking your feet away, walking your head between your elbows with easy knees. You can use the breath to inhale, walk into our mountain, and exhale, and walk into our down dog. Let's do this a couple more times to your own breath. And let's do one last one. Inhale, and back up, zoom out. I'm going to stand to the side of my chair. I promised we would bring heat to the joints and the muscles. It's sore in the wintertime. Let's open our feet a little wider than we normally would, and hands on, hips will just move from side to side. Bended your knee, let's make big circles with your hips. As you come forward, the next time we'll switch it up. And coming back into center and walk those feet together. Let's inhale the arms out to the side and then all the way up. I apologize, I know you can't see what's happening up there, but I'll always show you. I'm interlacing my fingers and pressing the palms to the ceiling. Then exhale, I'm going to jump to one side. As you can see, I'm not going very far. Still warming up. Exhale, side. Using the in-breath to come back into mountain. And the exhale to open and stretch to my side. Coming back up to center, release the fingers and rain them down. Let's try that again. Inhaling, arms out and up. This time we'll interlace those fingers in the opposite direction, so opposite thumb, and pressing my palms to the ceiling. Really ground down through your feet as you stretch up through your arms. And we're going to use the exhale. Come to one side. Bring those thumbs together. Those pinkies together. Last one. Seal up that connection. Coming back into the mountain, release and rain your fingers. Let's hold in a mountain pose just for a while. And turn behind our chair. We have a couple of options here. We'll stand directly behind the chair with your hands on the top of the chair. You can step your foot back. This is my right foot. I'm going to step it back. Or if you don't trust what's back there, you can walk to the back of your mat and step forward. Okay. I'm stepping right foot back, so left foot would step forward. And my hands on my hips, my legs are nice and straight. Let's bend the forward knee into a lunge pose. You've got your chair here if you need it. Let me just take a moment and feel this wonderful lunge pose. Back leg is getting a nice stretch. Forward leg is grounded and strong. Take a breath in and out in lunge. We'll inhale, step the back foot forward and square off your feet as a mountain. Okay, so you have an option here to step back with the left foot or move to the back of your mat and step forward with the right foot. Just want to be really close to your chair. Bend the forward knee, we come into the lunge pose. Really tighten everything up. Make everything work. Feel grounded and strong in your lunge pose. When you're ready, straighten the knee and we'll walk the feet together, square off those hips. Step that left foot back again. Bending right knee. This time we're going to straighten the legs and draw the chest forward to your chair. You can feel a nice stretch in the back. Bend your legs, engage the knee, make the muscles strong, make them work. Breathe in and breathe out and feel this wonderful stretch. Inhale up and walk the feet together. Squaring your hips off. And this time stepping right foot back. Left. Inhaling, straighten the knee and we'll come forward with your chest into a nice straight leg. Engage those legs and lift the kneecaps. We'll inhale up and then walk the feet together. Square those hips off. Let's come to the side of our chair and we'll open our feet nice and wide. I'm going to turn both feet to the right. And my torso stays forward. We'll play with that movement. Turn both toes to the right. And I end up with one foot looking directly under the chair and the opposite one about halfway in. Let's take the hand closest to your chair and just hold on to the top of the chair. And we'll inhale up the opposite arm, right out at shoulder height. Bring the palm to face forward. And the next time you inhale, we'll lift that arm all the way up. And right up next to your ear. And turn your head to look up at your thumb if everything is okay with your head and neck. We're in a standing triangle pose. Reach down through your legs, reach up through your arm and fingers, and really appreciate this very open triangle pose. Bend the elbow and point the toes forward, and then we'll walk the feet together in our mountain pose. Now I'm just going to move my chair You can just turn in the opposite direction, whichever works. Coming back into the mountain. We're going to open our feet nice and wide and turn toes to the left. So one foot, the forward foot is right under the chair and pointing to the wall in front of me. And the opposite foot is about halfway. And the arm and the hand closest to my chair, I'm just going to hold on. And with my next breath, I'm going to inhale out my right arm right out to the side. The next breath in, I'll inhale it up, right up next to my ear or out at an angle. And if my head and my neck, they feel pretty good, I'm going to look up at my thumb. Breathing in your triangle pose. Exhale the arm down, bend the knees and draw the toes forward and come back into our mountain. Turn to the back of our chair and we'll walk again into downward dog, starting with the breath in. We'll walk the feet away, dipping into the downward dog. When you're ready to inhale and lift, walk back into mountain. Let's turn our chair so that we're looking at the seat of the chair. We'll stand right in front of it in our mountain pose. Let's just do an easy forward bend. Now you have the option to do it without the chair or with the chair. With the chair, we're just going to inhale the arms up. So forward from your hips and let your head hang here. Easy knees. Same thing if you decided no chair necessary. And hold on to something, whether it be your shins, your ankles, the floor. Take a moment to breathe in this forward bend. Ah, wonderful. With your hands, let's just walk it up. Easy knees. Coming back to mountain. Let's do a sun breath. I'm going to use my chair for the sun breath. Obviously close to the chair. And begin. Out and up. Inhale out and up rather, and then exhale forward. Flowing posture, inhaling, straight arms, straight legs, half forward bend, exhaling forward bend. Inhaling, walking your hands up or out to the side. And all the way up, we'll exhale to Namaste. Do that 3 times. Great pose that brings heat to the body. Here we go. Inhale. Forward bend. Inhaling, half forward bend and forward bend. Arms out to the side, bend those knees all the way up. Namaste. 2 more from your own breath here. And 1 more. Exhale into that namaste. We'll hold for a breath. We'll start with easy sitting pose, and I always laugh. It's called easy sitting pose. I truly love this pose, but I also acknowledge that for many people, easy sitting pose, not always easy. So try it. See if it works for you. I've mentioned many times that it's a good thing to come up on to a blanket. You had a folded blanket. You come up onto that, or a couple of yoga blocks. You could lay them flat together and then sit on them. It just gives your sit bones the lift that they need. So pose, we're looking for a tall spine here. Not looking to round. A nice tall spine, taking your shoulders back down and lifting up to the crown of your head. Lots of room between your ears, your shoulders. And let's turn the palms up. We'll make a connection with our index finger to our thumb and the other fingers stretched away. This is called Chin Mudra. Chin Mudra is a reminder to connect with our higher self. We all have this higher self. Strive to be. Taking a moment to connect with that higher self. Fill your belly with breath here. Stretching your hips. Release the hands and let's stretch the legs out in front. From a little shake. I'm going to move to the side so that you can see my spine in these poses. I'm aiming to keep the spine nice and tall, and I'm not rounding. So let's take the right foot, and we'll take the sole of the foot right into the left thigh. I'm going to place a hand on either side of the knee, and I'm going to hinge myself forward. Again, I'm not rounding, but I'm hinging forward. Same time, the outside of my knee, I'm opening the hip as I draw it down towards the floor. Feel a nice stretch here, in your hamstrings, in your calf. Ease up, draw the knee in and stretch it out. Go to the other side. So the sole of my left foot, and the side of my right. The hand on either side of the knee as I hinge forward towards my toe. Drawing the outside of the knee down towards the floor. You might notice one knee is up higher than the other, and that's typical of the movements we do in day-to-day life. Don't always affect the right side as they do the left, or vice versa. So we create these balances in the body. That's okay. Draw the feet together, and then the heels towards your groin. We'll hold on to the toes. We'll hold on to the shins. We'll hold on to the ankles. Again, we're looking for that nice tall spine. And let's just give the knees a little bounce. Draw the knees together. Stretch those legs out in front. We'll give them a shake again. Okay. Let's bend the knees and place the feet on the floor. Again, we're maintaining this nice tall spine with your hands in front of your knees. Maintain this nice tall spine. This is an easy pose. If you're struggling a bit, no worries. And come all the way down on your back and hug your knees to your chest. Let's do that. We'll come all the way down onto our backs. Bend the knees with your feet on the floor. And then we'll take the knees to our chest and just rock. With hands on your knees, let's make little circles. And rolling in the opposite direction, right? And let's drop the feet to your mat and keep the knees bent. And we'll take just one knee now. And draw it into your chest and give it a little squeeze and stretch the other leg long. And then release that knee. We'll go to the other side, squeeze into your chest, and extend the other leg. Then release both knees. And we'll draw both feet to the mat, and we'll walk nice and wide. Let's draw one knee towards the floor and lift it up, and the opposite knee towards the floor and lift it up. I have my hands on my chest, on my belly. And I'm just supporting that gentle twist from side to side. When you drop one knee to the center, so you can hold for a breath. Then inhale it up and drop the knees in the other direction. And see if you can hold for a breath. Contraindication would be tugging on the knee that felt uncomfortable. Then you would just not go so far. Stay close to the center instead of coming all the way to. So let's lift both knees to the ceiling and we'll walk the feet back towards your bottom. And I've got a little space between them. My feet are about hip width apart. And we're going to do a bridge pose. So when we lift the hips in bridge pose, the weight transfers to your shoulders, never your head or neck. And always keep your gaze towards the ceiling. So here we go. And we lift on an exhale. So breathing in. Exhale and peel your low back. Press your hips up. The weight now is on my shoulders and my feet. Draw your arms to the side. Interlace them underneath. And press. Let's release now and come down onto your spine. Very slowly. Feel everything the whole way. Try it again. On an exhale, peeling, go back and pressing towards the ceiling. Weight is on my shoulders and my feet. I'm going to interlace my fingers. underneath, and feel this great to release and gently all the way down onto the low back. And take one knee into your chest. And then the other knee. Okay. Let's roll onto our side and then all the way down onto our belly. Take your time. Enough into rock pose. Balance it out. Whatever you need to do to help center. We'll come all the way down onto our belly. Let's begin by taking the arms out in front. I've got my hands stacked and my elbows out in front. A crocodile pose. My feet are touching the floor with the heart. Just going to settle my forehead right down. So in this pose, just take a moment to breathe, right? Breathing in, breathing out. Releasing the body, releasing the tension. Let's lift up into the crocodile pose. Nope, this is a Sphinx pose. My elbows directly under shoulders. The space between my fingers. Weight is shifted onto my pelvis. My legs and feet are soft. Breathe into the belly in Sphinx pose. And feel the low back open as you breathe. Come all the way down, draw our chest towards the mat, and we'll bring our arms alongside. Lots of space between the fingers, and we'll get ready for Cobra. My feet are going to stay on the mat. I'm going to use the exhale to lift. Want to come up a little higher, press your hands in, keep your shoulders down away from your head. Let's release the Cobra, come down to your forehead and then one side of you. Get ready with your forehead to do another Cobra, and you exhale a little bit. In the chest. Press in and get a little higher lift. Keep those elbows, my torso. Release lower body. You're ready, come down onto your forehead and nose, and then the opposite side of your face. Come down onto your forehead. Release the weight of your head and shoulders. And then draw the arms by your side. Draw the palms to look up towards the ceiling. Keep your neck nice and long. Try not to collapse your shoulders down onto your neck. See if you can keep that space nice and long. And on the exhale, we'll lift the back of the head and press palms to the ceiling. We're not going to hold here. We're going to use the breath to come in and out. So inhaling, forehead and nose to the mat. And exhale, lift the back of the head, press. And last one. Let's release down on one side of your face and we'll hold for a couple nice deep breaths. Remember, you're not collapsing your torso onto your head or neck. We're keeping space nice and long. And when you're ready, press your hands and we'll lift up into table. So take a few minutes in table and just feel. Set yourself up. Do a little cat and cow. Right, the cow chest forward, and then the cat. Your own breath. Cow and cat. And on your next exhale, we'll press all the way back into child's pose. Now, you know I like to support my head in child's pose. Rather than stretching the arms out in front, you lose the connection here. We're looking for a nice rounding of our spine in child's pose. When you're ready, walk yourself up and back. And you can come to sit in a rock pose or a high kneel. And we'll just take a couple of breaths. Transitions can do funny things to your blood pressure, so take it slow. Here we are getting ready to go all the way down on our backs again. When you're ready, drawing yourself all the way onto your back. And let's stretch the legs nice and long here. And beginning with your head and your neck. So if find that your chin is high, higher than your forehead, see if you can put a nice folded blanket, not a pillow, that would be too much, but a yoga block or a folded blanket under your head, which would allow you to bring your chin down. I don't have a blanket, so I'm just going to be mindful about opening the back of my neck. And then to support that, I'm going to flatten my shoulders. And then the back of my head is supported, right? Then come down into your belly and your hips. And our spine is an S shape. So you want to make sure that we're not flat, that we're grounded on your sacrum. So go ahead and flatten that sacrum and support the curves of your spine. And then bend those legs. And take my arms away and turn my palms to the ceiling. Same thing with my feet. I'm going to create some space between my feet. And close your eyes. Bend your elbows and place your hands on your head. The only thing to do in this pose is release, relax, and breathe. Release, relax. Stay in Shavasana if you feel like you want to. If not, we'll start to create some small movement in your fingers, toes, ankles, wrists, your elbows and your knees, and we'll create some movement from side to side or circles round and round. A nice way to end Shavasana is to roll onto one side. And then when you're ready, helping yourself come to seated. So this last part you can do in a chair, or you can do seated on the floor in easy sitting pose, Sukhasana. However, it's easiest for you to release the belly. So you want the hips out of the way so that we can soften the belly. So take a moment just to decide where the best place for you to be. Create a nice tall spine. Support our breath. As you roll your torso and lift up to the crown of your head, with your breath, ease the muscles. Soften your belly. Let's close our eyes. And we'll do a 3-part yoga breath. So bend your elbows and place your hands on your belly. So you can direct your breath down low and fill the space under your hands. Let your hands move away from each other and then towards each other. In and out. As you exhale the breath, think about drawing the belly button back towards your spine. So you're squeezing all the breath out. Tube of squeezing it out. Release your hands from your belly and take one to each side of your torso. Try to release the muscles in your hands. It's a little harder. Now we're going to direct the breath under your hands, out to the sides of your lungs. Try that. Again, you're squeezing the breath out. As you draw breath in, feel your hands lift, and as you exhale, use the belly button to squeeze the air out. Try to release and relax the best that you can. Release the hands from your torso and bring them way up here to your chest. I like to create lots of space between my fingers, so I'm covering a lot of ground. The idea here is to draw the breath directly under your fingers, breathing high into the chest. Let's bring one hand down here to your belly and the other hand to your chest, and we'll put them all three together. And you draw the breath low into the belly. And then to the outside, opening the sides of your lungs. Then lastly, all the way onto the chest, letting it out. Remember that little Of course, I'm overcompensating here so that you can see breath into the belly. And out to the sides of my lungs and then high into the chest. And as I exhale, easing it out. So the idea of the three-part yoga breath is to just understand all of the space that we have in our torso. Breathe. Most of us only breathe very shallowly, high in the chest. So practicing that 3-heart breath. It's just a way to notice how we breathe. There's no wrong way to breathe. I always say if we were doing it wrong, we wouldn't be. There is ways to breathe better, fuller. Let's bring our hands into Namaste and connect to your heart with your thumbs. Lots of space between your fingers. We'll just breathe any way you wish. In and out. Hope everybody's doing well. In the first class, we talked about how muscles get tight in the cold because we're bracing. So it's not unusual for your neck to be sore, or your hands or feet or hips. When you go outside, going into the grocery store, or whatever you're doing, and you're bracing. So it's important to take time to stretch tension out and come back to a sense of peace, a sense of balance in our muscles. Let's move to the edge of our chair. Actually, when I changed my mind, let's move back in our chair. Then ground your feet to the floor and sit up nice and tall. And we'll just do a moment of centering. I always like to turn my palms up in the morning and then down later in the day. We'll turn the palms up and we'll sit up nice and straight and tall. Lots of space between your shoulders and your ears. And soften your belly. And gently close your eyes. So it's helpful to draw the breath in through your nose so that the hair filters the air and the mucous membranes, they warm the air. But if you're congested, just do whatever works. Place our hands together and namaste. Namaste. Let's begin. Let's move to the edge of your chair. And we'll begin by just rolling the shoulders down and back. Just hanging my arms by my side. It's my shoulders that are doing the work here. And let's draw the shoulders up, down, and back, and we'll add a little squeeze and open your chest. And release the effort in the arms, and we'll make the circles forward this time. Then lastly, we'll draw the shoulders up, down, and back. Take a couple nice deep breaths and we'll use the arms out and up. And again, like that. And then arms out to the side with the palms facing forward. Give yourself a nice big hug. And we'll rock from side to side. And notice which arm is on top. We'll switch it up and rock from side to side. Release those arms. And then we'll take them out to the side and press through the palms of your hand. And then drop your fingers down and then roll them up and under. Go back to the press heels of your hands. Then roll the fingers down and under. So go back and forth. Press and roll. And give them a shake. Then we'll bring the hands together and just create some warmth, right? Warm them up. Then between them, with your thumb, knead the palm of your hand. And then all under the base of your fingers, so like where the little fat pads are. And the other side, so thumb and knead all along the base of your fingers. Okay. 9 degrees out today. Let's interlace our fingers and we'll press the palms out in front. Let's inhale it up and we'll go from side to side. So inhaling to the center and exhaling over. So use your breath. So back to center and release the fingers and we'll rain them down. And reach behind to your chair, squeeze your shoulder blades together and drop the chest forward. Interlace the fingers, opposite direction, opposite thumb on top, and we'll press, inhale, and side to side. Remember, inhaling back to center and exhaling. And release the fingers and rain them. Sit back in our chair. Round your feet down and stretch one leg forward. We'll do a little point and flex. Then we'll make some big circles. And then back to the center, and let's go in the opposite direction. And other leg, press to the heel, big circles. Now big circles. The center, go in the opposite. And release. Let's tap our toes. Take those feet up. Feet on the floor, let's extend one leg and bring the same side, arms as my right leg, and my right arm, and I'm going to bring it right up next to my ear. So lift up through your fingers and press down through your heel. Feel that extension. Then release and we'll go to the other side. So left leg, left arm, really stretch and extend. And release. Let's go back to the right side. release, and back to the left side. And release. This time we'll do the right leg and left arm. And we'll do the left leg and right arm. And we'll do the right leg and the right arm, and we'll add a reach. Pull your belly in and reach to your left leg and left arm. Pull the belly in and add a reach. Both legs and both arms. And stretch up through your fingers and down through your heels. And release. Come to the edge of our chair. And we'll take one knee into your chest and give it a little squeeze. It's my right knee. To you, it looks like my left. So as always, you can do what you see, copy what you see, or listen for right and left. Okay. Feet on the floor, hands on our knees. We'll just do some open close. How's everybody's hips this morning? Knees and shoulders. Just noticing how everything's feeling. Let's do a little twist. So this is my right arm out to the side. I'm going to bring it all the way over to my left knee and my left hand on top. And inhale it up at shoulder height and reach it back. Or you can look back there and follow with your eyes, the gaze. And follow your hand, your head and neck are feeling okay. Let's do two more, that'll be 5. And last one. Coming back to the center before we go to the other side, left arm, right knee, right hand on top. You can gaze, head and neck. Let's do two more, that'll be 5. And last one. Come back to center and roll your shoulders up, down, and back. Let's walk the feet together, and we're going to cross the right thigh over the left. This top foot, you can just point to the ceiling with our hands on our knees. We're just going to sit up nice and tall. You could even bring your chest just a bit forward. Bring your chin down, just see how that feels. Inhale it up and feet on the floor. Coming back to center, feet together, knees together. We're going to cross the left thigh over the right. As you see, I'm helping myself here. Sit up nice and straight and tall. Point the top foot towards the floor. Nice tall spine. And the next time you exhale, just bring the chest forward just a bit. Chin down. See how that feels. Inhale it back, and we'll release those. So open, close, open, close. And then we'll walk our feet nice and wide. Sit up nice and straight and tall, and walk the feet together. Try to walk them wide, sit up nice and straight and tall, and walk them together. walk them wide. And stretch out one leg. Into your nice tall spot. Bend the knee. And stretch out other leg, press to the heel. Back to open knees, and then we'll walk. Edge of your chair, let's stretch forward one leg and then we'll add a reach. And then opposite leg and we'll add a reach. Feet on the floor. Let's walk those knees wide again. Let's come forward with your elbows on your thighs. Hands are hanging in the center, and really press your feet into the floor so that you feel safe and secure. So the elbows are on my thighs, and you're going to lift your heart. So see if you can keep your chin down, because if you lift your chin too much, the back of your neck will take in some tension. So see if you can keep your chin in neutral, or even down towards your chest. We're inhaling the chest forward and keeping the chin down. And then as you exhale, I'm going to round through the spine. Again, I'm keeping my chin down here instead of up. Heart lifts, and then spine rounds, so back and forth. It's almost like a cat and a cow in a seated way. We usually do it on the floor, right, with hands and knees. And let's place our hands where our elbows were, and we'll walk the feet together. Again, we'll take one knee into your chest and give it a little hug. Activate those feet by pressing through the heel, opposite side. Keep that knee and give it a little. Okay. I think we're good to stand up. Today we're going to do lots of standing poses. Cold outside, it's a good day to choose standing poses. Standing poses give us strength and create heat. We're looking to warm up a bit. So let's come into mountain, and we're going to open our feet. And with our hands on our hips, we're just going to move from side to side. So there's this perfect amount of space need between your feet, move side to side, so you figure out that. And let the knees be easy, so you're not locking them back. Let's make some circles, pressing your hips forward and then back. Again, we got easy knees for this. And the next time you come forward, go in the opposite direction. Okay, let's come to center, and we'll walk those feet together for a mountain pose. Spread your toes wide and ground down through your feet. Lift your center up and out, shoulders up, down, and back. Belly soft for breath. Okay, let's turn to the back of our chair and we'll do our down dog. Hand behind the chair. Have a nice deep breath in, and then we're going to walk back into the downward dog. Remember this one? Dipping your head between your elbows. The joints are soft. Use the in-breath to lift the chest and walk back into mountain. And we use the exhale to walk back into downward dog. One more. Exhaling down dog. This time let's hold for a breath. As you inhale, the next breath, lift. Walk back. I'm going to do some lunges. And in order to do a lunge, you're stepping back with one foot. However, if you're stepping back and it doesn't feel safe for you, you can always step back and step forward. So this is my right leg forward, my right knee forward. And then we're going to bend the forward. The body knows what to do. It knows where to be. So we're going to engage the muscles, make them work. Press your feet into the floor and just feel this wonderful lunge pose. Back leg, nice stretch. And then inhale the breath, straighten the legs, and then we'll walk them forward and square those hips off. So this time, we want the right foot to go back so that we can bend. So we want the right foot to go back so that we can bend the right knee and lunge. So right leg forward, left leg back. Engage all of these big muscle groups we have. Forward knee bends. Just breathe in this beautiful lunge, creating strength, balance in this lunge. Let's inhale and straighten the legs, and we'll walk the feet together. Bring back into mountain. Okay, let's step that left foot back again, or step the right foot forward. Chair nice and close. I'm going to bend the forward knee, which is my right knee here. My hips are forward. I'm going to straighten both legs and come forward, chest towards my chair. Again, make these big muscle groups work. Engage those muscles. Lift your knees. Feel this beautiful stretch. Let's gently come up and bend the knees and walk the feet. This time my right foot goes back or my left foot steps forward. I'm going to draw the chair. I want it really close. And I'm going to bend the forward. As I inhale, I'm going to straighten both legs and come forward, chest towards the top of my chair. Remember, engage those big muscle groups. Lift the knees, make them work. Feel this beautiful stretch. Inhale up, bend the knees and walk the feet together. I'm running out of mat here, so I'm going to use the chair up and then stand behind. I'm going to use an inhale to come into mountain and then the exhale to walk into downward dog. Easy knees. Inhaling back into the mouth. Let's stand to the side of our chair in our mountain pose. And we'll open our feet nice and wide. I'm going to take all of my toes and point them towards the right. I just pivoted on my heels with my toes to the right, but my torso is forward. So if you have any tugging on your knees, just modify it a bit. Maybe you don't go, maybe you don't quite quite so far to the right. Maybe you're halfway there. Okay, so the hand closest to the chair hangs onto the chair. And the opposite arm is going to lift up at shoulder height. And then on your next breath in, we'll bring the palm forward and we'll bring it almost all the way up. This is a triangle pose. You could even inhale and look up there at your fingers. Stretch, stretch in triangle pose. You're going to bend the elbow and bring it down. Feet point forward, and then we'll walk them together. You could just turn around, or you can move your chair, which is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to come into mountain pose. Those feet nice and wide. And then point my toes to the left. Torso facing forward. Hand closest to the chair. I'm just going to hold on and inhale up the opposite arm, out to the side, and then almost all the way up. Stretching up through your fingers and down through your legs. Don't block your knees. And maybe you'll turn to see your fingers reaching up to the sky. Triangle pose. Exhale and bend the elbow, toes point forward, and then we'll walk them together. Coming back into our mountain. Let's turn behind the chair. Start with a breath in and let the exhale walk us back into down dog. As you inhale the breath, we'll walk back into mountain. And let's keep moving with our standing postures. So we'll begin a mountain and step back with the right foot or forward with your left. Hips are forward. I'm going to move my chair. I want it really nice and close. Take a nice deep breath in, and as you exhale, bend the forward knee. Again, we're coming into the lunge pose. As you can see, I'm kind of scooching my foot forward. Got my chair if I need it. And I'm going to take one arm, my outside arm, and I'm going to inhale it out and then all the way up into the warrior pose. Remember, don't let these muscles lay slack. Lift the kneecap and make them work. And as you exhale the next breath, release the arm. We'll straighten the legs and walk the feet together. Behind my chair. I'm going to step the left foot back, right foot forward, and hips are forward. Inhale, exhale. Let's bend the forward knee, and I'm going to scooch my foot forward because I want my ankle right under my knee, so I have some space to do that. Remember, these muscle groups, we want to make them work. So lift the knees. I'm going to take my outside arm, this is my left arm, and I'm going to inhale it out and up. The warrior pose. These muscles work. Exhale the arm down. Inhale, straighten the legs and gently walk the feet together. Coming back into the mountain. Your next exhale, let's walk back into the down dog. And the inhale brings us back to mountain. Let's turn the chair around and we'll do what's called the sun breath. The It's 9 degrees out today, so it's a perfect day to summon the sun. Summon the heat of the body, the heat of the sun. So I'll show you one time, and then we'll do it together 3 times. This is called a sun breath. And of course, all our standing postures begin in our mouth. Going to inhale, arms out, and exhale, bend your hips with easy knees into forward bend. Hold on to the outside of your chair for a half forward bend, and then bend again. Arms out to the side or walking them up. Brings us back into the mountain pose. Okay, 3 times for sun breath. 2 more, here we go. One more time. Hold for a breath in. Okay, let's come back to sit in our chair. We did mostly standing postures today. When you stand, the pose is a heat building, strength building pose. Well, hopefully it'll keep us, our practice will keep us warm today. Pull it down for a bit, and we'll move to the edge of our chair. Let's sit up nice and straight and tall. Our breath into your belly, and as you exhale, we'll reach over the knees and down towards the ankles. Almost like a sun breath, we'll inhale it up into the half forward bend and exhale. Forward bend again. This time, instead of going out to the side, we're going to walk it up and back into seated mountain. Let's do 2 more like that. Begin with a breath in. Exhale forward. Inhale half. And exhale forward again. On your next inhale, walk the hands up and over, coming back to seated. And we'll do one last one. Breath in and exhaling forward. Inhale halfway up. And exhale all the way down. And walking the hands up and over, coming back to seated. Sit back in our chair. And we'll end our practice today with what's called a 3-part breath. So in yoga, there's a breath called the yogic breath, the yoga breath, Durga breath. It has quite a few names, but it's a 3-part full breath. So come to sit on your chair and ground down through your sit bones and lift up to the crown of your head, making your spine nice and tall. Let's turn the palms up. They just tend to be softer when we turn them up. Bend our elbows and take our hands to our belly, and we're going to breathe into the space under your hands. Just close your eyes and think about directing your breath down deep into the space under your hands. Belly breathing. Belly breathing is very natural. Our body wants to belly breathe. If you watch a baby sleep, the breath is in and out of their belly, no care in the world. Animals, too, will breathe into their belly when they sleep. Just think about breathing low. Now, as you draw the breath out, squeeze the belly button back towards your spine so that you squeeze all of the air out. So try that, directing your breath down low. On the exhale, squeeze the belly in, letting all the air. Second part of the breath is into the sides of your body. Our lungs fill the greater space of your torso, yet most of us breathe very shallowly, high in the chest. So see if you can bring your breath to the spaces under your fingers. This one's a little tougher. Do the best you can. Filling the sides of your body, in and out. Exploring all that space to breathe. And then releasing your hands and placing them on your chest. And filling the space under your fingers high in the chest. In and out. Not to think about it too much. Then releasing one hand to your belly and one hand to your chest. And we'll begin by drawing the breath down low, filling up the belly and then to the sides of our lungs. Then lastly, high into the chest, and then squeezing it out from your belly. So a hand on belly, hand on chest, starting with your breath low. sides of your lungs and filling it all the way up to your chest. And then letting it go. Three-part yogic breath. Don't get too discouraged if it feels difficult and you're overthinking it. Breath work can be a wonderful addition to your practice, but it has to be, you have to go in with just an attitude of trying and not getting too caught up thinking it through. Can't do breathing wrong, or we wouldn't be here. All right, let's bring our hands into Namaste. Connecting to our heart. Way up here to your third eye. And back to your heart, connecting the two. We'll add a little bow for Namaste. Namaste. Light in me honors the light in you.